So good morning everyone. To those who don't know me, my name's JP Kilday. I'm a Paediatric Neuro-oncology consultant at Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. And I am delighted to invite you all and welcome you all to this Success Charity Autumn Roadshow here in sunny Manchester. So I think probably just to start, we'll maybe start with just some thanks actually. So thanks to the Holiday Inn for putting on accommodation for us to hold this event, so thanks to them. It's nice to just have a relaxed chat in an area that's not either a clinic or a ward, and we can actually interact and have really thought-provoking and useful conversations, so thanks to them for that. Thanks to the Success team for not only holding this roadshow but really driving the agenda to try and hear the survivor's voice for children and young people's brain tumour survivorship. So I think that needs an applause almost to say thank you for thank you to you all for being here, and thank you to the speakers who are going to give their time. We can see in the agenda it's going to be action-packed, and the hope is that we actually have an enjoyable day, but probably more importantly a productive day. And that we listen to episodes where work is really good, we listen to where the challenges are, we maybe use the networking opportunities that are here to think about how we can be better and how can we lobby for change so that the voice of the survivor is heard better. And so we should welcome that, embrace that. Special thanks go to the families and patients who are going to talk today. Don't be nervous. This is your chance to have your voice heard with lots of people listening. So this is your opportunity, embrace it, take it. Okay, so welcome everyone. So I will probably start off with my bit. And so why is Manchester working with Success to support children's recovery from brain tumours? The question really would be why not? So as many of us know, children's brain tumours are the most common solid childhood tumour, and we see approximately in the UK nearly 500 a year, and that works out about 8 to 10 new patients per week. There are now lots and lots and lots of different subtypes based on biology of these things, and they remain the leading cause of cancer-related deaths in children. However, a vast majority of these kids also have benign tumours. They're not always cancerous, and that's important to flag as well, because approximately 80% now of children live with a brain tumour and have survived a brain tumour diagnosis at 5 years. And approximately 2/3 of those survivors have lifelong challenges. Some of them are noted here. So visual, hearing, motor deficits, vascular problems, memory, learning, behavioural issues, social issues, mental health issues, going later down the line, financial and employment issues, etc. as they get older. And that impact, as you heard on the soundbite, you can see that the impact is so overwhelming, covering lots of different areas of life, and not just for the patient, but for their carers, family, loved ones. So this is a big thing, and I think this aspect of care is underrepresented, I think, and has been for so long, and needs to be addressed. And this coming together of all of us may help try and drive change. Why Manchester specifically? This is probably less important a slide, weirdly, to what's next. But in terms of numbers, we're quite big in Manchester, and that's in part due to the Proton Centre at the Christie, which is a national referral centre for radiotherapy, specialist radiotherapy treatment. In 2023, we saw almost 100 children with a new diagnosis of a brain tumour between Royal Manchester Children's Hospital and the Proton Centre at the Christie. So that's quite a lot if you think of that national picture you see at the start. And we have a lot of input from the hospitals on the far right of the screen, which are our partner district general hospitals, and there are others in the region. Our region is big. And everyone contributes to the care and ongoing care of children and young people with brain tumours. But actually more important, and it's so good to see friends and colleagues from the wider network, this is a national issue, global issue. It's not just Manchester's issue. This is where important to have lots of different centres from the North and the North Midlands involved. So there are lots of specialist hospitals in that region. So we've got Leeds, Newcastle, Nottingham, Birmingham, Liverpool, Manchester, Sheffield, all really excellent places where there are lots of really talented individuals and really caring teams trying to drive change. And actually this is the opportunity for all of these centres to think as a collective about how can things be better with the input from you all, families, friends, etc. What are the challenges? Well, just a couple. I think public and political awareness beyond this room is important. So brain tumours only arise in 5 per 100,000 children. So it is, when I see new families, most of them don't know that our teams even exist. And that maybe needs to change about the importance and even though they're maybe uncommon, it's their impact. And within brain tumours, 6% occur in children. So when people talk about brain tumours, then there's automatically an adult kind of focus on things. And it's trying to drag people back to say, yeah, children get brain tumours too. Their impact is just as, if not more, significant. Funding and resource allocation is another thing. So a couple of quotes from specialists, some in the room. It's not difficult to fundraise for heroic cancer cures and new cancer treatment centres, but by contrast, it's much harder to raise awareness and NHS funds for the chronic neurorehabilitation aftermath. CNS tumours, instead of levelling up across the country, they have the potential to universally level down. So actually input for children, families and survivors is not dependent on your postcode, and resource allocation should mirror that. On the right hand side, the letters are too small, so don't worry about trying to read that. But there was a partnership between the Children's Cancer and Leukemia Group, which is a big UK body representing children's cancer. So a partnership between them, Little Princess Trust and the James Lind Alliance put out a survey to patients and their families about what they think are the top 10 research priorities for children and young people's brain tumour care. And actually of the 10, 5 were linked to post-therapy, survivorship and long-term rehabilitation. So clearly the community are telling the specialists and the authorities there is a need to change. And so this meeting should be a reflection of that. We embrace this and we try and drive change. It's just so good to see everybody. As I say, I hope today is a success, without being too corny, but actually a productive success. And we've all got a role to play in that. So thank you for listening.